as the media is fully aware that it's public knowledge, has two things going against it right now: a criminal investigation and a court action. And yet we're still going gung-ho today, coming in here, top secret until 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, that you wouldn't even answer questions. I'm sorry, but your administration, if they don't know that stuff and you're keeping them in the dark, we've got a serious problem going on in this city. Beyond corruption. So either they're being deliberately ignorant to taxpayers and pretending that they don't know, or legitimately they don't know, and it's time for you guys to pay the piper. It's time for you guys to start listening to the taxpayer, and it's time for this project to stop. You know my opinion on this. I'm fully in favor of a new stadium if it's done properly, if it's more usable, and if it's cost effective. This one is none of those. The expandable seating area is less than what we have right now. The concourse area that we're touting out to the public is such an amazing thing. It's actually not usable when we expand those seats. The current stadium, we've been told time and time again by councillors right sitting here in front of me that, subject to section 123 of the criminal code, you know, it's going to be an interesting time in court because of the fact that they've said to people, the stadium is crumbling, stadium, it's old, it's so old, it's dire, it needs to be replaced. There's been people, our former mayor, Councillor Murray, that have put out numbers out there that are ridiculous. When you ask for justification what those numbers are, what's the best answer you can get? From a certified management accountant, well, we think it's the number plus inflation. What is going on here? This is getting ridiculous. This is beyond the time that you can start playing these games with the taxpayers, you can stop playing the games with public, and start coming forward. I warned you about this 2 years ago. I said, you come public with this information. You chose not to. You thought you'd be able to mash me down, shut me out of this whole thing, play the election like you wanted to. Congratulations, you got that, you got what you wanted. But you're not getting this. Not without a fight. And that's talking about criminal action, that's talking about court action. Taxpayers are fed up with their dollars being wasted every single time that they're trying to come here. You wonder why nobody comes here and talks? Is it because that nobody cares? No, it's because they're scared of you. They should not be scared of the elected officials. They're scared of coming here. Not everybody's a public speaker. They shouldn't be required to come here. They should certainly not be required to submit a speech to you and read it word for word. It's time for you to be accountable to taxpayers. And it's time for the arrogance to stop. Because I am sick and tired of it. And the taxpayers are too. So I'm here today regarding the announcement. I believe it's PCL Construction is one of the proponents, which is cool. Predicted 2 years ago. So, I mean, the question is, how transparent has this process been? How fair has this process been? I know for a fact the RFP process for the recycling project was deliberately flawed. We have a homegrown organization here that got screwed out of the operation, screwed up on the chance to actually have a multi-million-dollar contract. And why were they told that? Because they didn't have the facilities for it. But yet we had no problem bringing in a company from Winnipeg, from China, to build them a brand new facility. My concern is that it's the same situation with this. We're keeping so top secret on this, so top secret that for a level of government that claims to be so transparent and the most accountable to taxpayers, where is that transparency? You know, those are the two things that I campaigned on. Nobody knew who I was. Like I had a chance in hell of actually getting elected. But the fact of the matter is, I ran on accountability and transparency. And I stand by those principles. I would hope that it's about time that each one of you councillors here start listening to that and listen to your conscience and know that you're making decisions that affect the livelihoods of people for generations to come. On January 27th, you lied about, well, Mr. Schulberg lied deliberately about the interest rate. That's a fact.
The delegation to watch his language and keep the comments directed to the...
That is a fact. It's related to this project, sir. On January 27th, you were too afraid to actually face the music and answer questions, so had me escorted out. Because I dared to give the mayor the finger. Sue me for that. Yeah, it's not decorum, but you know what? Since when is talking about someone when they cannot talk back decorum? When is that respect? When you report these activities to Jim Nickel, who was Miss Smith-Nickey's superior at the time, and you're the person you answer to, what was he doing? Oh, we'll look into it. 3 times I reported the activity of one councillor. Was he ever reprimanded? No. This stadium project, I am passionate about it because I care for my city. You care for your city, I should hope so. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting up there. You don't care about, you shouldn't care about catering to developers, catering to corporate money. We've seen what happened in Calgary when that happened. Guess what happened? Mayor Nenshi won like a landslide when he when he dared to expose it. I've been exposing it slowly over the last 2 years. Honestly, I didn't come into this with this expectation. I came into the race, honestly, with blinders. I bought into the whole PR gamut. I bought into everything that everybody else saw. Then I saw the other side. It's a scary, scary situation in this city. And it can be changed. For those that say, like our mayor had said in media previously, sorry, the horses have left the barn. No, they haven't. You can stop this project at any time. Either you choose to do it willfully, or you will get it done through a court action. I've told you about this a number of times. I don't want to have to go through court. I don't want to have to bring a bench to that. But if you're not going to listen to taxpayers, you're not going to at least give it a chance for them to have a say in this. What else? What choice do I have? What choice do the taxpayers have? You had 24,232 people speak out against the actions of this council last summer. What happened there? That petition was an amazing effort from those people. And yet, we broke the law and told them that and we violated 2 sections of the act, which will be in the next court action if you choose to make it go that way. And deemed the petition invalid, even though you decided to go so nicely and actually do the referendum. The stadium petition, as I was a major part of, 10,000 signatures. I'm sorry, but for the amount of manpower that was required for that and the amount of time that we had, I was impressed. I understand I have 1 minute left. So in closing today, I would like to plead with you to think with your hearts, think with your conscience, think for the taxpayers, the individual taxpayers, and our children and their children's children. Our city is fine the way it is. Our stadium is fine the way it is. It was fine enough to host a Grey Cup at Paul McCartney last year. Yeah, it needs some fixing up. But when my car needs a new clutch, I'm not going to go and buy a brand new Lexus. Because A, I can't afford it, and B, it's a ridiculous decision. Thank you, and I will gladly answer any questions you hopefully might have for me today.
Are there any questions from council or the delegation? Seeing none, thank you very much.